Apparently, the stream thinks that I've been up for 21 minutes and 31 seconds, but I don't know what it's talking about. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is kind of Shugging the Flamethrower, the Disciple of Fire, playing some more Palworld. Let's just do this real quick. There we go. Okay, cool. We got this. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing today. Like, I tried staying on task yesterday and got sidetracked, mostly because I was having a conversation. But the other one was because I literally could not stay on task. So I'm pretty much doing whatever today. I'm probably gonna run a few caves. Don't quote me on it. But we've got sufficient materials at each base so far. I do need to make more salad for, well, this base is actually pretty good. I might actually go back to that. I'm gonna go back to the farming base and probably put down some more plots, because I was testing to see where we could go with this. So give me a second. This doesn't need, and this one. No, where is it? There we go. Okay. One quick second. I have to... That's not the one I'm looking for. I was going to do something, and now I've completely forgotten. I'll remember it at one point. Production. What is it? What's production? Food. It's going to be improved. So, insufficient wood and stone. I don't need the house for launcher right now. It's so unwieldy. Anyway, yeah, no. I might I'm not expanding the production or the farming base so much as I am adding to it. So we're gonna put more wheat fields, and then more berry fields, more cabbage fields, more lettuce fields. It's just gonna be 2 of each. Berries we're good on for right now, I think. We could probably stand to add 4 more. They work all day, so I think we should be generally good, but let's see. We can add 4 more berries. This one we don't have to do that. We can add more wheat. I'm out of wood. It's a good thing there's nothing but wood around here. Let me check my bullets. This. Alright, I think it's a good thing that I expanded this. Jesus. Okay, just so I could put more plots down. It's gonna be uneven and it's gonna be a little close, but I think we can shove this one in here. What is this, tomatoes? Pal fluids, you sumbitch. We don't have any pal fluids here? Main base it is. This will effectively double production, assuming this will effectively double production, assuming, you know, they continue to work. I mean, they're not going to continue to work while we're there. I mean, they're going to continue to work while we're there, and they're going to continue to work when we leave. But I think it does a calculation of what is generated rather than them just working, because we're out of render distance, which means that while we're in render distance, the calculation changes. But when we're out of render distance, I think there's like a hidden, there's like a hidden calculation that it does to determine how much should have been produced and what amount of time. I gotta put these all back and then put them in. So first, let me sort everything. I did a bit of compression. I got a bunch of dick toys. Okay, so okay, there we go. That is not what I was trying to do. Game, thank you very much. That's gonna get moved over here. So let me take this. Break it down. Is the grinder over here? No, it's not. So what? That would be production then, or the mill. means I can take those down and stand out with. But first, tomatoes. Yep, I didn't think so. Okay, okay, cool. Damn it. Pick all that up. Are the wheat fields gonna be the same way? Because I don't mind shifting this up if I have to. Yep. So the wheat's gonna run it. It's gonna run into it. It's the berry fields that were just placed all cattywampus. That was probably my fault. And then another wheat plantation. And then lettuce. Boom. And then the tomato. General accuracy is necessary, and then just moving forward, it might be a little off. Insufficient materials, you son of a bitch. I had the perfect alignment, you bastard. How dare you? I had it perfect. You had to ruin it. I'm gonna put these berries down too, but ooh, scrap. Bam. The arrows I don't give a shit about, but those coins though. Those coins, my dude. Tomato. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now we might have to do something strange with that. I need more wood. Fuck me. Whatever. Birdash. I kind of wish this would open up on the previous. We want to know who can work. I don't think anyone else can do handy work. Oh, they can. Yeah, okay, good. Keep making the stuff. I gotta make more plot. Oh wait, there. I'm getting processing. You made more fucking stone then. More stone. 1 second. Skibbity. Skibbity. Bam. Alright. Let's get the stone and more wood. Okay. Like a monkey. Do the monkey with me. Come on. Hey, predator later. Yeah, whatever. You know what gets me? I know Johnny Bravo, that one episode where he met a chick who was exactly like him, and he fell actually in love rather than him just being flirtatious and kind of weird. They both had the same personality, but they both liked being around each other. And I was like, y'all could go somewhere with this, but they never did. And I was like, yo, no. Alright. The only way to make the berry plantation kind of fit would be to make it a 9x9, but I ain't doing all that shit. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I see what's going on here. That's what it did. Okay, that makes sense. Square's about the same. No, let's. Sorry, I meant to do something else. I need you to move on, little dude. Thank you. I think 6 would be enough. Oh no, a 9x9, 3x3 fits perfectly. Perfect. This is why I make extra space. Make things bigger than I needed to be. God damn it, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't even look. I just pressed. Oh, fuck. Give me a second, big guy. Gotta fix a mistake. I'm only human. Can we get rid of that side? Yeah, it won't affect it, so. I'm gonna make it a bit more intimate. We're gonna make this row right here. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. That's perfect. And we gotta put up the bird ash and everyone else. I know you're seeding everything, little dude, but no, not right now. I think these are perfect where they are. These. Alright, let's do a little breakage on it so that weigh me down. This ain't gonna weigh me down. This ain't gonna weigh me down. That isn't gonna weigh me down. Cool, cool, cool. Excellent. Not production, cow, ranch. Nope, that's not a ranch. Let's see. The way the opening is on this is weird. Yeah. If we're good. I would have liked to line them up a little bit better, but there's just only so much you can do. Out of wood? What? How does that wood get lost in the sauce? Did I make one more than I should have? Is that what was going on here? I probably did make one more than I should have. I have no clue. I'll see how many people are in the ranch first before we continue with the design, because now I don't remember how many ranches we had. You're for watering, you're for watering, you're the ranch, you're for planting. Where'd the bird ash go? So is that, that's 6, 12. We're missing something. Oh, these three. Okay, so you're in the ranch. You're in the ranch. So that's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 in a ranch. Yeah, well, I don't think we need. If it's 13, what is it, 4 ranch? Yeah, it's 4 ranch. We don't need 4 ranches. Wildly inefficient. If it's 4 4 and 13 in the ranch. There's only going to be 12 in the ranch. Okay, so I guess we can get that other one. But I'm going to shove all the ranch dudes inside of each of the ranches, so it doesn't fucking matter. I think it does. I think it does. Don't trip it. It does. Okay. Storage. So you're saying I only had... Oh. Okay. So I guess it was right. Vixie collects balls. I honestly don't think we need that much wool. I think the Vixie overdose. I think the Vixie. I don't know. I think maybe I should first. I got a bunch of shit on me that I don't really need on me, but I'm gonna put all that up later. Go to sleep real quick like. There we go. Go back. I don't know if the sheep is necessary. There we go. I think we should have put the zephyrs in here instead. But yep. Much more infinite. Much better. Okay. As much as, I mean, it is infinite, but let's uncheck. What is it? Not ingredients, is it? It's pound materials. But not food. We want pound materials, but not food. Do we have regular materials? Production goods? Let me see. Stone and shit don't belong in this. So. Check all. materials and ingredients. Ingredients, raw materials, ores. So, yep, ingredients and raw materials. I don't know. See, the thing is, I don't know. Okay, it's power space. It should be everywhere. We should be set properly. I'm gonna see if will this work. Yep. All right. What about this? Yep. This. Yep. Okay. I don't really need to collect all of them. Just put them in there. And where did I get this electric organ from? Do we have an electric pile in here? No. Okay. Never mind. Electric piles can't drop. Electric piles can't. Or piles don't. We have no reliable way to actually make organs. Sounds good. PCR capture. It's not gonna pick up my second screen anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oof. Cabanera. Pretty sure I dropped off all of that. The rest of this can go back to main base. Okay, we're good. I have hemmed everything in. Check the other bases real quick. Gotta check my base. I don't, no, that works too. Really? Let me put those guys on that. I mean, that should be already on that login site, so. Is that it's 15, so what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I know, do I have all 20 of these slots full? I do. Well, I got one left actually. Let's make another, let's get another carrier then. Do I not have any more? least get one with Swift on it. No Swift, no Swift. Unfortunate. Back to base real quick. I think I gave him one of my Anubis. So it's gonna be a crappy one. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Still don't have. None of those three. Sale price? Lame. Shabby doesn't really mean anything, so you got Earth Emperor and your IVs aren't too bad. This one's gonna be the best one to breed with for now until I can get a better one. Yakumo. Let's see. What is it? The Pricksters we're gonna have to super breed. They don't produce anything, so there's no point in, I mean, other than making them stronger naturally. I need to probably do that with a Inoculum. Like, all of my pals are going to need condensation, but that's not until much later. I need to check which. Let's go to the mining base. I know they run through food, so. Okay, that's not what that's supposed to do, but whatever. Alright, so my base is 7. if I have 4 in each, that would be 16. With 3 of them here hitting this tree, that's 19, and then 1 gather would be 20, but I'm not going to do that. What we need is, it's going to be a 3-3-3 type thing. So 15, which means there should be 5. There should be 5 people gathering, or rather, I should have enough slots left for 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So my math is off. Which means I've gotten extra in a podium somewhere. What's this? The kelp seed, that's what it was. There was the odd man out. Okay, cool. If I'm only gonna put 3 in, there's no point in having all these, is there? I mean, I guess. I got 3 in, you could reduce that to 3. Mathematically speaking, I could reduce the ranches to 3. 1 second. The child out there being all rowdy and shit. I'm gonna have to get me something to eat here in a second. I wasn't able to do it before. So yeah, another flyer. Do I have a boss flyer that would work well here? Ferocious. Unfortunately, that's not gonna do well because never mind. I don't even know why I'm trying to do that. Come on. Where's a good flyer? Obviously, it's gonna be the dandelions. Yeah, was it? What's the food situation or whatever? Okay. Now? Oh, okay. Were you hungry or something? There's 2 caves in there. Caves right there, and then the cave right there, and then 1 cave right here. I gotta fly to that real quick, get that fast travel point. Now I did do some boss pal hunting yesterday. Actually, no. See this one? I hatched. This one. Pretty much sped run the bosses. Out of all of, I mean, they weren't like necessarily like super difficult to hit or get, but they were sure. But there's a cave here. A cave I did not mark. Give me the ball, buddy. I haven't figured out what to name the. I haven't figured out what to name the Frost Stallion yet. Even Galewind doesn't have a name yet, so. Oh, my dude needs food, like actual food. Oof. Handgun schematic 3. Well, you know, I'm gonna go make this real quick. I need to mark the recipes first, so give me a second. I know we need rush roar meat, so mozzarella, rush roar. That's good. We need rare kelps, raw kelps here. Pal fluids, that's fine, but we need rib bunny and catchers. This one, Mamarest and Bronze Cherry, Ranger and Crapperty, Gale Claw, and Rod Ramon. No chickpeas, so. We'll have to mount the city. We're gonna have to go catch bronze cherries. Lots of bronze cherries. That's good because I know where the bronze cherry aqua is. It's not gonna be a lot of bullets, but it's at least some. I can finally retire this pistol. If I can even make it. Am I tripping? I thought I picked it up. Hello? Oh, I did. I have not changed, I have not bothered with this in a while. I've collected a bunch of Lipmunk statues. Can I increase my stats? I can. Excuse me. Okay. Now I can go put this schematic up. Let's go. Rock obsidian. I have a Jet Dragon too. I just can't use it because I don't have a saddle for it. I'm probably gonna catch another one too. Need a female dog going. Mission equipped. Let's do it. Volcanic Cavern. Let my son go up. I am gonna blow through all of the blue balls in here on purpose. Kind of don't need it. Well, that sucks. Oh well. There's bright as shit in here. Those Toko, you can get rid of if you want to. Ow. I'll take the gunpowder. Make me extra bullets. Thank you for your consideration. Alright, so I'm heading south right now. Okay, so this isn't the crossroads. This one is. Nope, not the crossroads either. Nice. Alright, so that's west, that's south, that's north. Let's head south real quick. Alright, cool. Is there people? There are people here. Do I have a rocket launcher? I do have a rocket launcher. Do I need to bother with these people? No, I don't. I really don't. This is good. I'm gonna just collect the shit and get out of here. No treasure chest down there. Sorry, Mr. Butler. As far as I can see, the only thing inside this cave, or rather this particular cavern, oh, there it is. Gigasphere, keys, and coins. Okay, so that was what, the south? So let's head north. See what's in there. That's the tree. We don't want to fight the tree. Actually, we don't want to go to the tree. But fuck. Oh, you survived. Unfortunate. Now some of you may be asking, why would I blow up such a cool looking creature? And to that I answer, Jesus Christ. Yep, well, you killed yourself. Can't help you there. You ran into the lava, sir. Well, I don't see anything else here. It's kind of hard to spot anything with how saturated this cave is. I mean, I'm pretty sure it looks normal to you guys, but on my screen, it is bright. I'm trying to see if there's a flower in here at least, or a treasure chest, but I can't see anything. The other entrance is back that way. I know that. Oh, lavenders. Cute. Man, this cave goes deep. This one goes deep. Bro, they're gone. What are you doing? Forgot I gotta actually kill you. Oh well. Reload. I didn't see any flowers, and that is disappointing. Reality is often disappointing. Alright. Not that. This. Why is he wearing? Why is the level 40 got course ammo? There's so many idiots around. I gotta get out of here. Whoops, wrong way. I saw something shiny over there. Yeah, I ain't trying to stick around and mess around. So where you going now? Hey. The fuddlers have awoken. Again, why is there course ammo in here? But whatever. Found a flower at least. Now to get the hell out of here. I just came from this room. Am I looking to fight a Lavander again? Yep. Scalability. Be able to climb a wall like a monkey. Build a monkey with me. Alright, so first off, there shouldn't be anything like mushrooms growing in this cave. More lavenders. There we go. Now to head north. Yeah, I'm gonna keep hitting it. Over the way, dodge. Anything else in the game I can take? Cool. I wouldn't give it to my pals. It's a regular ass head. Now to head to the middle of the mountain. We get that fast travel point. I head back to the base, get the food that I made, and then we'll hit another cave. We'll probably cycle all the bigger caves and some of the smaller ones, to be fair. Do you see the difference? Like how fast it changes? But there was an egg up here. There is. Is it a huge scorching egg or a large one? Nope, large. I'll take it. This inventory looking like probably do another cave. I think adrenaline is set up over here, I believe. So there might be another cave here. Don't quote me on it. Nope. I was looking in that direction. There are several pals here I have not caught. There's a huge egg down there. And that is an oil spot. Will I get Kelsey meat from Kelsey Ignis? Okay, cool. Just go right through the terrain. That's cool too. Cool. Alrighty. Over this hill. There you are. I assume there's something there. There's a giant statue, so I'm always assuming it's that. They're both animals. I thought there was something different. Is there a chest there, maybe? There is. I don't need flame bells. I do need to head to that cave. I mean, I don't have to head to the cave. What I could do is go back, or what I should do is go back and get that food. This is a different type of cave. There it is. Am I being tracked by van worms? I see kelpsies up there. Or rather, I'm looking at a map. No kelpsies up there. Perhaps I meant to read the map wrong. Hot. We're gonna die, aren't we? Nope, okay. That was my fault. I no longer see the kelpsies. Not that it matters. We're going to return to base. Ooh, treasure chest. More coarse ammo, gold, and a medium power, 2 medium power souls. What? I ain't taking chances. Dog coins. Now my inventory's full. Okay, time to go. Don't do this to me, game. There we go. enough. Make some cement. Oh, we need more power fluids. What am I doing? The production has increased several fold. What is a flame organ? It is material. Maybe not ingredients. I don't think it's powerful though. Take the food. What's milk we got? Jesus Christ. Base. Is there an egg in there? Oh shit, no shit. Get that food. What are the fire tiles doing? On short break. Okay, sure. I'll do it myself. Alright, after that, check the oil base. Flour, egg, and high quality power oil. I didn't realize I picked up a skill fruit. Alright, the rest of this stuff, the eggs can go.
Yo,
Tony, what's up?
what's going on, buddy?
Not much. It's an early morning for you, isn't it? No? Oh. So you just handling. Oh, that's right. You said you had some stuff to handle, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to go out today, put some Palworld, and I don't know, a bunch of little stuff that I kind of like just in between, like one tap, taking a break, and play two matches, and then I'll try to get on for the next thing.
Alright. Get yourself in, get a little relaxed, get back up.
What's up to you this morning?
I'm playing some Palworld, getting ready to make breakfast for myself here in a little bit. Yeah, I played it when it released, and it was fun then. It's still fun, but they have an update coming in December, like a whole new update, adding a whole new island with a bunch of new pals. So it's just a countdown to that for now. Yeah. Yeah, they're getting like, I don't know if you know about it, but Nintendo, they're currently embroiled in the lawsuit with Nintendo. So yeah, the lawsuit itself isn't really too much. They're trying to set a legal precedent with how, okay, so this actually goes back. This technically has nothing to do with Palworld, because if Nintendo wanted to sue them, they would have done so at the begin, like long before this game came out. So, the issue is that the people who made Palworld, Pocket Pair, they signed in partnership with Sony to make they signed with Sony to basically do what Nintendo did to Pokemon. And because Nintendo doesn't want to have competition in the creature collecting or capturing space, they filed a patent and had it rushed through. Now, here's the thing. The throwing the ball mechanic that they filed the patent for was not patented until like middle of this year. Like, I think they filed it at the beginning of this. They filed it sometime. It was either uh, it was in the middle of the year, sometime in June, I believe. Maybe before that, maybe a month or two before that. So they filed a patent that was. They filed several patents actually. One for creature capturing, but that mechanic wasn't specific. So they were like throwing a ball, throwing an object, the object does an action or something.
Yeah, didn't they switch it to a cube or something because they were like trying to just move on with everything and get away from all the soccer?
Yeah, but then I don't know. I have no idea. I know that their first game that Pocket Pair made was called Craftopia, and they had a capture mechanic in that game. But this game came out before Nintendo's Legend of Arceus, which had the patent was basically throwing a ball in the 3D space to capture a Pokemon, right? But they filed that patent after that. They filed that patent after Palworld had already came out, and also after their initial game Craftopia came out. So the real issue that everyone is seeing, number one, this patent wouldn't have gotten through the U.S. Patent Office because one, it's slow as shit, and the reason they're slow is because they check everything pertaining to this patent. If this patent would get in the way of the artistic value of other games that use the same mechanic or anything like that, right? So
Mm.
they only filed their patent in Japan because Japan is different. Japan's patent office operates fundamentally different than ours because Japan doesn't have this thing called fair use, right? Okay, so say you want to create a keep creature capturing game, as long as nobody has patented the mechanic of creature capture, anyone can use it. Anyone, because there's no
So, I mean, I get that whole idea, but well, it's not even an actual legal thing. It's an
no,
exchangeable item. I
no.
don't understand how they're like, okay, well, this is patent now. I patent the word so now you're no longer allowed to use that word.
Well, that's
Okay,
that
that's like ridiculous.
that was the thing that a lot of people were saying in the gaming space. It's a mechanic in a game that's required for the game to function correctly. So patenting it takes everyone else's ability away from using said mechanic, especially when that mechanic there are a bunch of Pokemon like not clones. I want to say there are a bunch of creature capturing games on Steam right now, and also some on
The
Xbox.
idea that they're able to stifle other creativity, like in the sense that you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. It's like, at what point will anybody be able to make the game
Exactly, exactly,
if it
and
continues in that way?
and
You know
and
what I mean? Like,
that's why everyone is afraid of this suit actually going through because
mm,
that means every other game company sees a mechanic that they made, they're gonna patent it, and in that particular regard, the moment you do that, you've instantly taken what that could evolve into and then removed it from the picture. So
yeah,
now, like, there's just like we all know, like Nintendo's notoriously litigious when it comes to things like
yeah.
trying to.
From what I understand, yeah, they are like tyrants in regards to trying to you basically lost it to prevent anybody from doing anything.
Exactly.
You're not even allowed to look at their license.
No,
You know?
and then the thing is, Nintendo when they first did this, they said Pocket Pair infringed on their copyright. But Pocket Pair fired back and said, "We asked you for your copyrights before we made this game. Not copyright. They infringed on the patent and was like, yeah, but we asked for those patents before we continued to develop the game. None of they like in order to
None
make
of them conflicted.
none. So you filed this patent after the game was released, but not only did you file it after it was released, they had it rushed through their patent office in Japan. So there is at no point this was not something that they had been doing long term. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
this was not something that they had already in the making. No, you made these patents, had them put together, and then rushed them through because you were getting ready for this suit. When they didn't hold the patent for throwing and capturing in a 3D space, they also okay. So you know how MMOs have mounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
They tried to capture the fucking mounting and riding mechanic.
As in lock it up so nobody else could use it.
Yes,
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
it's never gonna fly. First off, that patent was gonna get. It's probably gonna get. It's like one of the first ones that are gonna get thrown out.
It doesn't even make sense though. Like the idea of patenting the idea. You know what I mean? Like that's just not how life works. And first of all, patent is only supposed to protect you for like 5 years.
Yeah,
You know, the whole idea of like a patent is to give somebody like when they come out with a new idea, them to establish
the
rather than some company with a massive amount of money to just come in and take it. It allows that person a chance to establish it, but it only lasts for 5 years before somebody could like reverse engineer it or make their own version of it.
uh,
Which, depending on how closely they make it to the exact same thing, they could still make almost the exact same thing,
and still get
and it
away with
doesn't
it.
matter about the fact.
Exactly. Well, see, and a perfect example is you remember how the Apple iPods came out firstly, and then after like fucking literally after 5 years, the patent expires, or the I think the statutes expired, and then everyone could make their own version of it. So
Hmm.
with them, I don't know how patenting a mechanic goes, but I assume it's only gonna last. A patent only lasts. A video game patent, I think, lasts for 10 years instead of 5.
Mm,
Um,
that's weird.
it's because the video game space has been the Wild West for as long as it's been like a thing. Like there aren't a lot of protections in the video game space. Like you heard about gambling mechanics in sports games and shit like that, right? How
Mm.
like loot boxes, they have
Oh yeah.
yeah, that kind of shit. There's no legislation against that kind of shit, at least not in the US. In the EU, that shit doesn't fly.
The only legislation that they have against that is they have to release, they have to publish that if you are, if you have a 0.01% chance to get the top item on that list that everybody wants, they have to publish that result. They can't just
With
put it in there and then not tell anybody.
Nah, but my thing is that's not even close to enough. Just because you publish the results doesn't mean somebody's not gonna
No, I
do it.
know, but I'm just saying, like, they weren't in the past. They
Right,
had to disclose
right,
that information, and it was so remote that, like, you didn't even have a chance at winning it.
exactly,
You were just donating your money.
exactly.
So then they were like, okay, well, now you have to tell people what the results are so that, they can decide for themselves.
And
And
actually,
honestly, when I see what they're doing with all the gambling, like, sports gambling has taken over people's phones.
yeah.
It is insane, disgusting how much of that shit is going on and why it's even being allowed.
The worst part about it to me, the worst part to me is they're advertising that shit openly now. Like
Oh, I know.
everyone knew casinos existed. You didn't have to advertise a casino. Um,
Yeah.
now you're there was a video I saw an ad on YouTube about sports betting and everything, and I was like, wow, you motherfuckers aren't even hiding it now.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It used to be something that you went to a bookie and it was a legal practice to do, and it was something outside of the law. Now they're like, let's legalize it. Let's get a massive income off of it because they're paying a hefty tax.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely,
people are making hands over fist. And the only people that are guaranteed to lose is the people.
exactly, and
How
it.
does
uh,
how does the public office support that when they know that the guaranteed losers are the people?
It,
Their whole job is to work for the benefit of the people.
shit. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's just completely defunct. It's just
It's because
crazy, and
I,
weird.
I think what's going on is there's like a paradigm shift in the office, obviously, because of what they're doing. And this is just me speculating on it. This is us speculating, of course, because there will never be any hard evidence unless a whistleblower shows up and then they mysteriously get disappeared. But um, because that's happened before. But my thing is, I think it's because of like how bad, like how basically how down bad for money they are. Like you would think, okay, well, when we'll take the money from this gambling, we'll take the money from the that we get from the gambling and put it back into utilities for the people in the county or in the country, so that we can help at least meet off some of this debt. But none of that is happening. But
Well, that's the whole thing. Is that they're like they justify it because it's going to be a massive tax increase of money. They're going to be able to do all this great stuff,
I
and
feel like
everything's
that's
good, but none of it actually gets it filters down to the people.
no, because
You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, suddenly like my property tax is cut in half. Oh, thank God. Nothing like that happens.
no, I
You
think
know what I mean?
yeah, no, because how do I put it? They're like I'm trying to word it, but I guess I should just say it. The idea of trickle down economics has been so ingrained in the American culture, but no one sees that it does. It's never happened that way. Since the idea has been like since the idea has been put into everyone's head, the idea of trickle down economics has never been a thing that has happened ever since. Like even back in the old days of the rich moguls, none of that money went down to the people. No, what happens is the bottom floor, the foundation, which are the workers, work for the managers that work for the COOs, the CCOs, the CFOs, the CXOs, all of those
Oh
go.
yeah, no.
None of it comes back down. It doesn't cycle. All it does is it goes up and it goes out. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely.
So it's just
Well, that's kind of like the way that corporate, you know, commercial business has really gone in that direction, where it just basically locks up the money at the highest echelon amongst the fewest amount of people, and they just work slave, workhorse everybody into the ground. You know, at
and
the end of the day,
and
so
then
it's like all that money, the majority of the time, gets cycled out of the local economies, out of the country. You know, it's like my God.
like, and it blows my mind how they do it. But back on the gambling thing, like, of course now they're just doing it like face forward with no, like, the fact, I I understand that there are certain standards that we should have, like, kept, and one of them is throwing away your money like this shouldn't be a thing that should be at any point, like, lauded as they are. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because gambling obviously used to be a practice that was looked down upon. Like, if you got caught being a degenerate gambler, people used to ream your ass for it. Like,
yeah.
obviously now,
Like I said though, the whole idea is like a thousand people play a game, and 10% of them win the game, and the other 90% lose the game.
those are
But
terrible
the
odds.
benefit, yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But the benefits all go to the people who are invested. So they're basically undermining the society.
And
You
doing
know what I mean? For the benefit of themselves, and that's being promoted by their representatives and the public and stuff like that.
and
It
then
just doesn't make sense.
the people
There's
are
no
just
reason
happy
for
to
it.
do it, and it's like, well, it's they do it for the, and the worst part is they do it for a
I
momentary
understand that
buzz.
they have their adults and they're allowed to make their own decisions. I get that. But there is no good, like even the people who are supposed to be representing us are benefiting from it because they're getting, to be able to use that funding for stuff that they want to do that we don't want. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't assist anyone in any way, shape, or form. So, like, it has no real use to the public as a whole. But um, the way they do it now, like the legislation, like in the EU, they don't allow you to pay for money. They don't allow you to use money to pay for gambling, like pay for online games, like gambling and that kind of shit. Like, if there's a bot, if there's a some kind of a prize in the game, like, for instance, Rocket League, when you play Rocket League, you get those prize boxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the only way you're able to get it. You have to play to get those rewards. You can't pay to get those rewards. You know what I mean? Because they understand, they have a better they have a better grip. Like, obviously some of whatever the fuck's going on over there obviously doesn't mesh well with us over here, but they have a better handle on, okay, there are degenerate gamblers in our society, and they literally cannot help themselves. They literally cannot help themselves. So the
Yeah.
only way to help, they can't stop it from happening, but they can at least do enough, like, they at least assert enough control so that it doesn't get to the point where it's going to be a societal problem no matter what, but they can at least do something to help meet off as much damage as possible. You know what I mean? And they put in legislation to say, oh, hey, this box costs a fuck ton of money to open, and the chances of winning an item that you want out of this box is less than 1%. No one is allowed to sell this. You can put it in the game, and you can have them work towards it, and it has to be, like, feasible for them to work towards it. Because if you take the money aspect out of putting something in something, then there's no reason for them to, like, pigeonhole it or to make it harder to get. It's gonna be, you gotta work for it, obviously, but it's not gonna be one of those things where, oh, well, I gotta play for 16 hours a day for the next 10 months in order to get this fucking piece of gear.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, I would just love to see them start to do what's right and get rid of shit like that. There's really no reason to, allow that kind of stuff. To allow people to, I can understand that people who have shit tons of money to burn and it's not going to affect them. That's great. You know what I mean? But the average person is not going to benefit from that, and a lot of those people are going to get sunk in the process. And they mean nothing,
boy,
even though they're the majority of the constituents that are supposed to be being represented.
Well, and here's the funny part. There have been studies showing that the people who do this kind of thing aren't the people who are ultra wealthy or have a lot of disposable income. It's usually the people who are like in the, who are poor or like sitting right there at the poverty line. You know what I mean? That's usually the people who end up blowing this much money. And it's one of those things where I'm like, whenever somebody thinks about somebody gambling, they're like, "Oh, well, then he's got money to blow." And I'm like, "No, it's probably Joe Schmo down the street who's working a 9 to 5, who just wants to like win it big so he never has to work again. You know, that guy who works 60 hours, 80 hours a week and wants to something else out of his life besides fucking, bending his back, bending over backwards to try to fucking pay his bills." And it's the strangest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, obviously, that person made that choice, but that does not mean that just because that he made that choice doesn't mean that we can't stop another person from making the same choice or prevent another person from making the same choice. And it's a strange thing for people who are like, I've met so many people who are like, well, he's a degenerate gambler. He's an adult. He made his decision. Let him lay in it. And I'm like, you can have empathy for another human being like that. Like, yes, he made the choice and he's caught in a cycle, but is it really that hard to try to break him out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the same thing. Like, they could have compassion and just say, hey, these things are just not good for the humanity. Let's do something to try to benefit people in a better way as opposed to,
Just accept
destroying society.
it.
Based on their own, even if it is based on their own stupidity, they still doesn't make it right.
No, but we've gotten into a point in society where a lot of people are like, it's not my problem, and I'm like, I,
Even the average person doesn't even have time to spend anymore.
not anymore. Not
Too busy doing their own thing to have time to give a fuck. I think that's
yeah, with the way things are, and I'm not saying that there couldn't be a change. I'm saying that it's going to be hard to do it, and especially with how things are nowadays, with everyone being, I don't mind people being activists. I don't mind you wanting to fight for a cause and everything. I don't mind all of that, but there has to be some type of accountability when it comes to that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just try to force things on people who want nothing to do with it, but at the same time, people are, here's the thing, most people are already aware of the problems that are going on, and like you said, they're too busy dealing with their own stuff to give that problem any type of credence, like any type of attention. Like the majority of America, like the whole LGBTQ thing, the majority of America are aware of it.
yeah.
But
I just saw that the football league over, soccer to us, over
right,
in Europe has these, conglomerates that basically set the rules and stuff, and
yeah,
all their rules, no religious, no life changing type things that they're not allowed to wear while they're out playing, things like that. But now apparently they struck some deal with the LGBTQIA plus 76 whatever um, for them to wear this fucking armband on their uniform during these things, and it goes against the exact rules they have a rule against. And so then there's like a couple of people, there's two people, like one person's like, this goes against my religious beliefs. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put it on. I'm not gonna wear it.
because
And they're like, well, you have to wear it. And he's like, well, I'm not gonna do it. And then there's another guy who's like, well, I'm Christian and I'm gonna, because apparently the rainbow was originally represented in something to do with basically blood or something with the
right,
I've never heard about it.
I didn't hear about it before either.
But yeah, apparently it was some religious symbol dating back to that, and somewhere along the lines it turned into the, the stuff. And, so like this one guy put like his own message over it that said something about I love Jesus or something like that, and started wearing it, like the, fight the machine kind of thing.
Right, and it's one of those things where I'm like, that's one of those things where that I'm vehemently against. So, like, you can't just, okay, first off, it's a sports team, And I understand that maybe one or two of the players have a like they want to stand for something. Like I know a bunch of the players in like American football, you know, a bunch of the players here, they do like charities and societies and shit like that for underprivileged people and shit. But they don't sit there and shove it in your face. Somebody will do a segment on it in the newspaper. Maybe they'll get like a newscaster on for it. They'll come on to the news, talk about what they're doing, all that good shit, and then they'll move on from it. Cause like, okay,
So they came up with this new machine that's like, you know how like they have those old like they used to be like stick on tattoos to be able to get.
oh yeah, yeah,
They have this little machine that puts it on like I don't know who the hell makes it, but I feel like some dude did. I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy how they must have done it this smart. But basically they got like a little box with a hand and like it's like trim and boom, you have a tattoo right there. They should do like a big like arm tattoo thing where no one's breaking the rules and no one can tell them what tattoo it is. They probably have a tattoo,
right.
get a bunch of the guys to start like doing that, represent the things that they want to or whatever, even though they're quote unquote not allowed to.
I mean, then at that point they wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Well, it would be one thing. I'm sure they would change some rules real quick if you started doing it, but
They change a lot of rules real quick if you start doing it because now it's I mean, it's not a permanent piece of your body, but it's still there, and it's not like it's an armband that could just be taken off or some shit like that,
yeah.
It's like I
But
I
maybe like an arm wrap, so that way even if you have tattoos or something, that would be kind of cool. Just be like, you're not gonna take your shit.
oh yeah,
I mean, let's face it. At the end of the day, Americans are made up of people with immigrants all over the world, and there really is no reason that they shouldn't be allowed to say, hey, I come from Spain and I represent my people there. I do great. Let's do it.
right. Right.
Things like that, and they're like, now they're like,
That just you can't tell them how to. I know you can't tell them how to live. You can't tell them what to represent or sell.
freedom of religion, freedom of expression.
You know what's funny?
Leave them alone.
You know what's funny? When the Pledge of Allegiance was made, God was never mentioned in it. Like there have been different iterations of the Pledge of Allegiance, but and this is the thing. This is the thing that I learned. I didn't think about it, but I learned it in high school of all places. From my teacher. His name is actually Mr. Saunders, and it's funny as fuck. He told me, as we were looking through the history books, that the founding fathers themselves were closer to atheists than they were Christians, because they didn't necessarily believe in God, but they didn't disprove the idea of God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying about that. That it was like kind of half on and half off because there was a lot of like people that were like openly religious that were people that also helped like form and found what was going on. So it was, but when you look at like our currency as religious depends on it and values on it and stuff like that.
Right.
So, like to me, there was a lot that was indoctrinated into the government, and it doesn't specify specifically.
No.
Anybody. In my opinion, that's how I interpret it. So like that's why I think it's really what they're always like trying to say.
Yeah.
That, we gotta get rid of God doesn't need a specific individual person.
No, the whole point of the
It could be
like the whole point of the country that was like the people who came over to America left England and the Euro, and they left the EU literally because of a religious persecution. Because a lot of the people who came over here were paganistic by like religious wise, they were paganistic. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, do y'all know that we got Irish, you had French, Portuguese, you had every last type of person from the EU over here, each and every one of them. Like we there's literally an area of uh I think it's St. Louis or Louisiana. I keep getting those two mixed up, but they have the French Quarter there. And I'm like, there's a reason for that. Like, Irish people were here too. Shit, they would like, you have Irish people at the beginning, Chinese people, Japanese people. Like, you have all walks of life. That there's reasons there are parts of America that are called Chinatown, for fuck's sake. Like, all it takes is you could just all it takes is a cursory glance at how America was created and where like what different places have different there are Korean towns in America, specifically Korean towns. Korean, like you can't sit here and tell me that we are one singular religion here. Obviously not. I mean, there's a reason America's called the melting pot. Fuck. Yeah. Uh, and in doing so, it's gonna cause wait. It causes a rift between. My thing is, it causes a rift between people because they know they have inalienable rights. That's one of the things that the country was founded on, is that people have inalienable rights. And obviously we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom, we have the right to bear arms, we have a right to, like, there's a bunch of other things that we have a right to. When you come to this country, you are free. Now, obviously that doesn't mean freedom from responsibility, but it does mean that technically speaking, you have, ooh, shit, I'm on fire right now. God damn it. That fucking, you pushed me in lava, the son of a bitch. I'm not dead yet, but I was just about to be. Uh, the rights, once you become an American citizen, you gain the rights of the American citizen, which means, to be fair, you are probably as free as you're ever gonna get. That also means that you have a responsibility to make sure to maintain that freedom. You also have a responsibility to your fellow citizen to make sure that they don't infringe on your rights and your freedoms. And that's like one of the big it's one of the biggest core tenets that you can have as an American. You are in every way, shape, or form able to take advantage of your rights when it is available to you. And a lot of people like to go out of their way to say, "Oh well, I like the people." Okay, so a lot of the a lot of the LGBT people will get mad, and this is the thing that I get confused about. Well, they're like, "You're stifling my freedom of speech," and I'm like, "Well, you're trying to stifle his freedom of speech. You're going to a protest, which is fine. You have the right to protest. What you don't have the right to do is tell somebody what they should do. You're only allowed to protest, and it's a non-violent protest at that. You're allowed to voice your dismay. That is everyone's right here in America. People people fucking talk about how pissed off they are about the system all the fucking time. When somebody questions your beliefs, you are not allowed to say that they're being an ist or a phobe or whatever. They're actively trying to understand why you think the way you are. Or a lot of people are, at least. Some of them are actually being very few. Like it's a small number of people who are actually trying to be vitriolic and trying to be combative. No, They're trying to figure out why you think the way you are. The mark of intelligence is the ability to hold more than one conflicting view at the same time. So you're saying that a person's not allowed to think this certain way, then it's no longer a democracy, it's a fucking dictatorship. And America is real good at demolishing dictatorships. Just saying.
Yeah. Create them and then abolish them. They just I don't know how they go get rid of this thing. That's what we did with that guy from the president of Ukraine wasn't the president.
Right.
Put him in place.
Right.
They outright got rid of the other guy. Biden did.
Let's get him out of here.
I am not going to do any deals, and it turns out that it all had to do with his son and energy business and all that bullshit.
Jesus Christ, that's a rabbit hole I don't want to touch.
Yeah.
When I heard about the well, that's Russia's fault, not ours. Shit. I mean, then if Vladimir Putin is dumb enough to do that, if Vladimir, no, I get it. If Vladimir Putin's dumb enough to do something like that, then Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, the whole reason that he dropped Ukraine and the United States were the treaty that only made a truce to get any closer to the borders of the country. They made that agreement, and we've been shitting all over their agreement, fighting on that.
And I'm pretty sure the people, from what I know, also know that his people told him to don't poke the bear. Like, they essentially said, don't poke this bear. Like, that's
crazy though when you think about it. We can't help ourselves.
I mean, they wanted us to be the world police, and that was their first mistake. But you know, I don't know how a country, the youngest country out of all the countries in, you know, NATO, ended up being Big Brother. Don't ask me how that shit happened. But I think it also has to do with the fact that we have an insane amount of military strength.
Yeah, well, we keep without telling them what we're doing.
Right. I mean, to be fair, confidentiality as far as the American troops will be considered, because we do have a lot of enemies, and we kind of can't just like have a slip of the tongue. Somebody fucks up, millions of people would die. My thing is, like, it's a funny little thing, isn't it? But yeah. Politics are wild. Yeah. Politics generally, yeah. So, have you decided on what next game you're gonna play, or is it just still one of those things you're trying to figure out? I mean, you are busy. You are super busy right now.
But you know, but come up on my radar, like I want to play that. It's like the last couple times I said that, I kind of got slapped in the face. I bought Diablo 4 for $9.
Oof. So the slap in the face was pretty much, oh, let me go play this. Oh, this game sucks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah, my thing is, I get on this, dude. $60 for a game has always been an issue for me. See, here's the thing. When I figured out that since we've gone almost all digital, there should be no reason why we're all paying $60 for a game. And there are counter arguments to it. Some of them have some credence, but when you like surface level arguments that if you if you only look at it at the surface, it seems to make sense. Like for instance, some people will say, "Well, games are more expensive to make nowadays," and I'm like, expense is relative because when you look at the expense, how much money it takes to make a game now versus then, uh, adjusted for inflation or whatever, you'll see that they're like still making a lot more money now than they did back then. Like
without a doubt.
exactly.
And the fact that they just really, you know, they push the limits with what they now have as the standard for how to do with the indie publishers out there. Stupid profit,
Exactly.
making not even that great a game, you know.
But they can still like survive off of it. The problem is the AAA, they fucking AAA. I say that, but I laugh every time I say it because so far the AAA space has been fucking up horrendously when it comes to video games. What? That I hate that ideology so much, and the fact that like so many people were like, well, this is good because they'll get active live feedback and everything. I'm like, that then hire QA testers. Like hire QA testers because doing it this way um leaves a certain amount, like takes the responsibility off of them and then puts it onto the player. And a lot of things, okay, when they release games like betas and shit, they don't do it in early access. Most AAA companies don't do it in early access. They release a beta a month or two before beforehand, so they can get a general idea of how many people are going to buy the game. Which I guess that's sort of a good metric, but at the same time, it's not because somebody might play the beta for it but not buy the full game. And
Yeah, well, that's what I think just happened with like one team. They just put all that money into making that team release it. The only money that they made was from the whale collection on that stuff. But the game just couldn't carry itself
no, because
long term.
no, the number one thing that we all had was the amount of content in that game. Okay, so when they first released the game, we had Mana Boost, right? Mana Boost was I want to say it was all right as your entree, but then they released the hard mode, which wasn't really hard, and there was very little difference in it. For instance, the what is it? The phase, the phase enemies, the I forget the other names. The Void, Phase, Void, all of those different types of enemies. While they were a cool addition to the game, most people about the halfway point just simply avoided fighting them whatsoever.
Yeah, I was gonna say these items, they're a special enemies that you create for you.
Mm-hmm.
You had to sacrifice any damage that you did to the enemy to return to the person.
Exactly.
It didn't defeat the purpose of making sure we're playing the game at that point.
Because now I have to
Had to ignore them.
you had to make a whole new set for your armor. And the other funny thing is most people didn't have enough star chrom to do that, so the meta ended up becoming, let's save the star chrom to create another build instead of spending it, on, like, what are they saying, starring up your weapons and shit so you could make your weapon stronger. And then the other meta was after we got done playing, like, most people don't even know what the fuck the main story is, which that's normal for most MMOs unless you're genuinely paying attention. But the end game for that was doing silos, and most people at that point, I think the first season was us setting up to get our builds perfected. You know what I mean? That's you got your builds, you got your build locked in. You're getting ready to perfect your build in the second season. But the second season, which I'm talking about Way of Winter, not Mana Boost, because Mana Boost was just more setup. The second season, you released an enemy that is immune to all status damage. Like what was the point of that? Like, you released the main enemy we're supposed to be fighting after we finish the story. That is a world boss. Not only has an insanely high health pool, but he's immune to status damage. Like,
Yeah, well, that was like kind of the key thing that I kept running into that I was annoyed with is that I did status builds at first, and then I would see like a massive drop off of damage, and I could like just jump on the fucking team
oh,
and fight the boss because I didn't go shrapnel or just straight crit damage or whatever.
right, and it took.
And I was like, how many times am I gonna play the game to be like that? I don't know. I just didn't do it.
No, it's just a giant
I felt the concept was good. It just needed better
execution.
implementation
Yeah,
and like better. Like they should have put those mobs in, the special mobs, right from day one, but just made them more of a mechanical aspect. They
right.
break down this part first, or something like that that anybody could do.
Rather than it being just one type of, like, one build specifically, because if it what it did was it took what enjoyment could have been had and it just shot it to shit. You gave us a giant middle finger. Like, don't get me wrong, people did ask for special enemies, and I'm pretty sure they were planning on putting special enemies in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure that was a thing, but they didn't do it, like you said, in a way that allowed other builds to still be able to do a good enough amount of damage to it to break whatever shield they had so you could kill them. Like, the ones I hated the most were the regen enemies, and I'm using a status build. I can break their shields, but by the time I break their shields, I've gone through like 8 or 9 fucking clips. I've gone through 8 or 9 magazines just to be able to break your fucking shield.
Yeah, and then all the time that you have to damage them is like a short window.
It's
that you
too damn
the
short.
whole thing, and you have to do it again and again. You're like, how many times am I gonna do this process?
And then you just say, fuck it, I'm gonna skip this because it's not worth it. And the worst part is, like, killing them didn't net anything worth a damn.
No, that was the best part. It was like everything that you went out of your way to do those kinds of things.
It's like, oh, it's a brand new fucking coin. Yay, hooray. Let me go and fucking. And that's why people started avoiding them. And then silos themselves just became kind of monotonous at that point. I mean, they were always going to end up monotonous because it's the only way to get your fucking. To get the trash mods in order to convert them into other to the mods you needed. But getting the mods with the specific suffixes you had was what pretty much like burnt me out, because I was like, the surge build and I think the blast build didn't get a lot of love because it was mostly like a shrapnel or bounce or a, what are the other ones? Shrapnel, bounce. Fortress Warfare didn't really get a lot of love too, but that wasn't meant to be like a damage. It wasn't meant to be damage oriented. It was meant to be more survivability more than anything. So I could understand not being able to work that one through a lot, but still having that there, most people didn't use Fortress Warfare. It was one of those builds that you were supposed to be a tank more than anything. I also think that certain, like when they released the leathers, they released certain status defenses that you could add on to it, but I think that was one of the things they should have added into the game. And rather than status reduction being a mod, it should have been like on the leather, like on leather and shit like that, because status reduction, damage reduction, those are the kind of things that, this game was like, once human is sitting around killing the enemy as fast as possible so you don't die, but I'm like, you've made enemies that kind of make that hard to do. So you're saying that I need to have a specific weapon for a specific enemy, like, playing the way I play, like playing the way we played, where, most of the time you could run solo, but there was a lot of content that required us to be in a group. And I didn't mind that one. In fact, I like the group content a lot more than I like the solo content more than anything, because running with your boys was probably the most fun you'll ever have in that game. But once human,
the work, you know what I have to say though, the work that they did on that second area release for that carnival area.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was the shining
I think they spent more time developing that than they did the rest of the game.
You know, like that to me was like amazing. But the concept of the cold hot thing was kind of lost on me. I just was like, man, like how many times am I gonna remake shit and stuff like that and go out and try to farm an animal? And I was like, this is just stupid.
To me, like the cold and hot didn't really bother me. It was the getting everything together to actually survive in it. And it's not like it's a mechanic that did anything in the game other than make you cold or hot. Like, oh, if you're in this cold area, you're gonna die. Okay, cool, but does it affect the enemies? Not really. Like the enemies don't get any special attributes from the cold or hot. You got special, and you got enemies that have special in it, like attributes that require that have to do with cold or hot, and they show up in these cold or hot areas. But other than that, it was a feature that they really didn't need. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I was like, the mechanic uh seemed like a good idea at the time, but the implementation of it just could they like a lot of the implementation left. And don't get me wrong, I still have a meandering amount of hope that once human can turn it around, but I'm also realistic in that the game has been out for what, 6 months?
I think it's gonna die.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like those games like 7 Days to Die did so much more with way less and got it to last years. Whereas a game like this, you know, I think if they're ever gonna survive as a team, they're gonna need to open up to the mod community and allow them to start tweaking things the way they want to be able to stay alive.
I mean, if they're making us test everything, all of the bugs on our side anyway, they might as well.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, when you see that though, like when people like do that, like games like Minecraft, 7 Days to Die, they make those games stay around forever.
Well, yeah, because it seems like the players know more. It seems like whenever it comes to what a game company thinks players want versus what players actually want, there's a huge disconnect, which is weird because players are incredible. Video game players are fucking vocal. Like you, we send people send tickets in. They post on your Reddit post, your Twitter post, whatever. Like we tell you what we want, but when you,
Yeah, but
it
I think that the players actually implement it in a realistic, thoughtful way.
right.
Whereas the people who are like, you know, game developers are like, oh, well, there's a process, and I'll put this up on the shelf, we'll consider it, we'll have a meeting about it.
They decide
You
to
know,
look
it's
like
like,
this.
okay,
Yeah, there's too much red tape when it comes to it, and mind you, like the ground floor developers can't do shit. Like it's the create. It's usually like the fucking managers in place that do that shit, and then they're like, oh well, they don't know what they really want, and I'm like, yo, just listen to your fans for a little bit because there are games out there. Like for instance, okay, what is it? Helldivers. For a while, the community was the reason Helldivers was even alive or even stayed alive.
yeah,
And Helldivers is still going, but the way Sony and even the way Sony's been handling Helldivers has been a testament to what happens when you let a publisher. Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you ban a game in 100 and what did they say, 100? Like at the time it was 122, then it turned into 177, and I'm like, y'all fucked up. You had a cash cow. Like you had a cash cow. It was a slam dunk. This was a layup. All you had to do was just put the ball in the net and somehow you fucked up.
yeah.
Like
So, you know,
they consistently, like AAA companies or AAA publishers end up consistently dropping the ball in areas where they have no room to fail and all the room to succeed, and all of a sudden they've failed. Like, have you heard about Concord? No, there's a game called Concord. Never mind. There's a game that Sony bought called Concord. It was supposed to be a hero shooter, and I want you to understand this game did not last 11 days. It lasted 11 days and then it died. And it died. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It was supposed to be something in akin to fucking Overwatch. but the game had been in like development since Overwatch came out, and they had released it this year. Now, the hero shooter genre was already saturated with games like Apex. You had Apex, you had Overwatch. What was the other ones? There's a bunch of them out there. There's like seven or eight hero shooter games already out by the time this game came out, and they absolutely missed the boat on the hero shooter like surge. But then they came out with this game, and I'm like, a lot of people didn't find it interesting to begin with. I think they had 4,000 people on their beta test, and the beta test was free. 4,000 people only played your game. Do you want to know how many people actually booted up Concord? I think he said about 100. That was like 183. I could. No, it's not. Like, when the game released, only 183 people bought the game. That's how dead this game was. And most of them were journalists, were gaming journalists. So I'm like, yo, like this, that it shows how out of touch Sony is at that point, because you're like, you like you missed the boat. You knew you missed the boat, but you thought that you had something because you thought this would be a resurgence for you. Now, I'm not, I'm not a numbers guy, but math usually doesn't lie. You know what I'm saying? Only 4,000 people joined the beta test. 4,000 people. And I think they said that, I don't know what the numbers for the pre-orders for that game were, but they weren't enough to justify having that game on any longer than the fucking 2 weeks. Because, whew. But it's just, there have been examples over the years of being out of touch with your gaming community and then going out of your way to pretend or try to force this to be the new thing that people like, and getting the pushback that you get, especially at the beginning. Literally at the beginning, people are saying no one's gonna play, like no one wants to play this. Like, if I want to play a hero shooter, I'll go play Apex or I'll play fucking Overwatch because they're better. Like, you don't release a game to a market that already has a game that's better. You never, if you're gonna release something in the same vein as something else, make sure it's better than that something else, because otherwise it's only going to be compared to that other thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And comparison is the thief of joy, or in this case, the thief of a company's money and time. This game, they had, I think Sony paid $400 million for this game. Think about that number. I know, like, think about how much, like, just think about that number, like, actually, like, not just hear it. Think of that's $400 million. And that's just on the development. Never mind the marketing they had to do for it. So, $400 million down the drain. And it's like, I'm always blown away by how much money they can just blow on a game and it fail. And they're like, oh well, back to the drawing board. I'm like, back to the drawing board, bro. We just lost $400 million. We lost almost $500 million on a game that failed. And I don't mean failed, I mean it died in 2 weeks. Failed. Like, this thing wasn't even alive long enough for it to... Jesus Christ, it blows my mind, dude. Alright, bud. Yeah, you have a good one. Thank you. Let's see. I can't do this game yet, but I'm gonna mark it. I do need to catch more lift monks, or rather, I need to find more lift monk statues. If I can get all of them, or at least most of them, I can get myself up to level 10. Also means 30 some odd more statues to get. It's ridiculous how many Lithmon statues there are in the game now. It's insane to me because they've definitely made it so it's harder to catch pals naturally. So now you need the Lithmon statues, which I'm okay with. Anything to increase it, right? I need 13 more. No, I have 13 and I need 22 more. Good lord. I gotta dump my inventory. I got some polymer. We can go back to that island and then. Now, I'm sorry about the whole political talk and everything. It's one of those things that always fascinated me, and not fascination in a good way. It's fascinating, like, if you look at some of the ads, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like YouTube ads, because they're promoting a gambling app, and it's just like one of those things where, weren't we, like, vehemently against gambling at one point in our life? Like, so now we're openly just going ahead and gambling? Like, it's not a thing, and it ain't no thing no more. And I'm like, I understand that there's some degeneracy in America, and I understand that now that they're doing it, they've made it legal to do so. They're getting a huge tax off of it. It's just one of those things where I still wouldn't promote it, you know? Like, I'd be like, yo, this is this, and this is that. That's it. Like, the fact that they allowed the people to have the audacity to make an ad for it. And it's not like sports betting is anything new. It's just people had more tact about it. If you wanted to bet, you had to go to a bookie. But it's a strange world we live in. Okay. I'm gonna put the skill fruit up, but before I do that, let me check. Ignis Rage, what does that do? Normal, ice, ground, dragon and lightning, dragon and water. The only problem with dragons is they're weak to ice and dragon, which is not a problem. It's a good thing because now oh my goodness. Ice is good against dragon, but weak against fire. So if you have a fire dragon, does that mean that the ice attack only does normal damage? Is Blazamut a dragon, or I don't think Blazamut's a dragon. Ignis Rage. The skill fruit box is full. I guess I'll use that on someone else. We're gonna put this grenade up. Oh, that's because I was accessing this. After this, I'm gonna make some lunch. What time is it? 12:05. Yeah, let me go make a bag of rice real quick, like. So, in order to flavor my rice, by the way, I literally do a cup of rice, and that cup of rice will fill up. Like, I don't have a camera, so I can't show you this. I can't really show you the bowl, but it's a really huge bowl. It's not a huge bowl, but it's a pretty decent sized bowl. Not like your regular cereal bowl, like a really big bowl. It's okay, not really big, but it's like half a size bigger than a cereal bowl, if that's like any way to get a measurement. And what I do is I take a sandwich bag, an actual sandwich bag, like a Glad sandwich bag or a Great Value sandwich bag, and I poke holes. I fold it all the way up to where the line is, the zip close thing is. I don't remember what they call it. It's been a while. But I fold it all the way up to that, but I don't go all the way up to it. I poke holes in the clear parts of it. I put a cup of sugar in it, not a sugar, a cup of rice inside of it, and then I put it inside of my microwave cooker, and you put it on for 10 minutes, and then you take the bag, you check it, you flip it over because you're gonna have to. Like sometimes the water doesn't soak through, so sometimes you gotta flip it over. But you flip it over, put it on for another 5 minutes to help it cook all the way through and get the excess, to get the excess water out. And so all you're left with is nice, delicious white rice. Then I have like extra packets of the chicken seasoning from ramen. I put a little bit of Italian in a cup, some butter, that seasoning, mix it up. Well, I put the Italian first and then the seasoning and then a little bit of butter, mix it up, put it inside of the rice, let it sit for a little bit, nice, it gets all that flavor in, and you've got yourself my home style version of chicken rice, just without the chicken. It's just rice. Rice with chicken flavoring. And a little bit of Italian sauce for that extra zest. And that's how I usually eat my lunch. It's delicious. I don't know about nutritious, but it definitely fills you the hell up. It's because that 1 cup of rice will fill that bowl that I was talking about, and it's just off to the races. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm good. I think that's the maximum. See, I don't like that. Instead of 2,500, it's 200, 400. It's 2,499. They should allow you to have a nice whole number. Anyway, whoops, wrong one. I didn't clear my inventory. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I found the cave up here. There it is. I think I went to this cave once and I filled up my inventory and I had to leave. Like I was, or was that another cave? I can't remember. It was I was super heavy. I think that was the cave in the north. That's what that was. I'm gonna prop myself up at the oil mining rig. I'm gonna sit here for a little bit. I'll be back. I'm gonna go make some food because I'm hungry. It's 12. But yeah, be right back. back for a little bit, and then I gotta go mix my special sauce together, and then actually go and put all the stuff together. Got some meat for the chicken, so it's gonna be chicken and rice, or shredded chicken and rice. Now let's see if they left anything in there. No, they didn't. Holy shit. Okay. Maybe we should turn off ingredients and keep on power materials. Force all of the ingredients out into this box over here, so it'll make it easier for them. So, decent shit. The fuck did you get a pencil from? We're gonna go to. Forgot to change transition. Hard at work. He's asleep. How are you hard at work while you're asleep? You trying to work in your sleep? Oh, I didn't put another gatherer in. Damn. I think 3 is enough for the gathering. Maybe. I like how the Wumpo Botan is. Whatever. We need something good at. Jetricon. Costalian. Ooh. Maybe we need a nighttime waterer. Do I have a nighttime waterer? I'm also waiting for the handyman that the complex said was coming over to come over, so I wasn't expecting to be on this long. Or rather, not expecting to be on this long. I thought that they'd be here by now, but it's 12, yo. Ain't nobody showing up. I don't have any that would be nocturnal, do I? Son of a bitch. Sorry, bro. I'm gonna replace yours with this one. Perfect. Give me a second. My food is ready. I'll go and get it in a minute. Put this cake up. Not the money, just the cake. The hell was that? There we are back. Now I'm back. I'm gonna be eating in the interim, so I'm probably not gonna be doing a whole lot of talking. So, but yeah, I'm gonna kill another metal merchant or capture another metal merchant and then take his shit. Cheese. I'm racing precious ammo. Not that I care. Nice. Next we'll be here. Crossbow schematic 3. Let's just drop this shit off. Baby, I'm yours. I'm yours to keep. I spaced hard. I was trying to figure out where I was gonna go. My brain was like, squee, freaking dial-up noises. Mm. Chicken chunks plus rice equals fucking delicious. Chickpea saute. There's a fight going on up there. I completely missed. Intruder alert, intruder alert. We're here to kill. Nothing more, nothing less. Is it overkill? Yes. Do I care? Not really. Wow. Guess it's not gonna work. Is he still up there killing? It's hilarious. This food is banging, baby. There's a whole ass war going on behind you, and you don't get 1 cent. You're like 1/10 of the shit. High quality meds. That good. Jesus. Meh. I need water. Just do a dark Kamehameha on my face. Oh shit. Carrying Lotus. I'm sad, I'm out of food. Well, I got left scraps. I'm tired of shit right now. Yeah, never survives a guy with a bazooka. Oh, more treasure. And after this, I gotta get a drink. And after that drink, they're probably gonna take a nice, long nap. Something shocked me. Not good. Damn. That was me being dumb and running ahead. Oh well. I'm gonna get off here and take a nap. Let this food sit. Ooh, goodness. Alright. So, thank you for anyone who's going to tune in and everybody else who's going to show out. If you watched the vid, please consider giving me a follow. And if you really like me, please consider subscribing. This has been kind of shocking to flame through with the Disciple of Fire. Sign off, and as always, stay warm by the fire.